Good day, everybody. Another car video. Sun is shining in the sky. There ain't a cloud in sight. I'm gonna take Kenzie to the park today because it's nice and sunny and it's right around 0 Celsius, that is, which means it's gonna be muddy. So prepare for that. Anyway, I wanted to talk real quick about sort of a reflection on what this year has been, because we're well into 2021 now, and it seems to me that we've hit this situation where basically this pandemic, oh, my phone, has turned everybody into a germaphobe. Oh, it's gonna do that, is it? Seriously, everybody has become a germaphobe. Everybody acts as though every surface is covered with virus, and every cloud of air, every word that comes out of a person's mouth is laden with viral infection and viruses. It's insane to me. It's insane to me. I used to be, kind of sympathetic, but kind of mocking to people who were germaphobes, who, would constantly. There was a guy in college who was inordinately clean, like clean to the point of being obsessive. Anytime anybody would go into the, we shared a townhouse. Anytime anybody would go into the washroom, a few minutes later, he would get up, go into the washroom, rinse his toothbrush under hot water, and take a Q-tip with IPA to his razor blade. And I'm like, if the guy's afraid of germs that much, why doesn't he just keep that stuff in his room? But whatever. We all kept our stuff our toothbrushes, razors, and that sort of stuff in the common bathroom. But yeah, I don't know, maybe he thought people were using his shit when he was in there, or he just thought that because someone was in the bathroom, dropping a deuce or taking a whiz, that all of the germs would go flying all over his own stuff. Anyway, that's what it seems like we've become now. Now, I don't think people are consciously thinking that everywhere we go there's a virus, but the way our businesses have been set up, there's plastic screens everywhere. Everybody's wearing masks everywhere they go. It's, it's functionally the same, even if people are doing it out of habit. And without even knowing why they're doing it, just because they're being told to do it, just because they're being told this is going to save us from the virus. But the other thing is, there's such a glut of information, official and otherwise. An informational glut, I think, is one of the biggest contributing factors to people not being able to have a decent conversation about anything. Because there is no established reality. There is no established common set of facts. Because the internet provides this, vast repository of information and opinion, there's an enormous glut. So in a pandemic situation like this, people are reliant on official words, right? Even though those official words are no more informed than any unofficial experts. And there's plenty of experts out there who are saying that the government's reaction to this and people's reaction to this is, vastly overstated. But because of the informational glut, people are going to seek out an authoritative information source, in this case Dr. Tam in Ontario or in Canada, authoritative information sources from the government. And you know how I feel about government. If you want something fucked up, just let government get its hands on it. Case in point, legalization of cannabis in Canada. Total clusterfuck how that was handled. But anyway, I digress. But I think the issue is that there's such this informational glut that people are being told one particular point of view. Journalists aren't doing their job and challenging that official word, bringing up counter arguments or counter questions, or pointing at inconsistencies or pointing at gaps in knowledge. and holding our, you know, our leaders to task, holding our leaders accountable. So journalists have failed in their ability to do their job, and that's in part because of the informational glut that the internet has brought, because basically journalists realize that they're really not really that important. They don't have a marketable skill that beyond just being talking heads. There are no true journalists anymore, at least at the CBC. None of them are really true journalists. But I mean, I shouldn't overstate things. There very well might be real journalists, but what they're doing is not real journalisming. So, but the problem is when we have this situation where we've got one authoritative news source or one authoritative information source, that is the government and the health officials at the government. But let's face it, Dr. Tam, she doesn't look that healthy. I don't know if I want to take health advice from somebody who looks like, you know, Asian crypt keeper, you know what I mean? But the problem is that when people just have that one source to rely on, and that source has been inconsistent, and that source has basically moved the goalposts in terms of what measures need to be taken, and that source is being handled by an inept organization that is the government, inept or malicious or pernicious, I don't know. Can't quite tell yet. But in the case of Trudeau, I think it's a combination of all three. Then people don't know how to react to things. For instance, I have a colleague whose daughter was exhibiting symptoms, being sick. And she was concerned that her daughter, I think it's like 11 or 12, maybe younger, I'm not sure, was concerned that she had the COVID, right? And it was causing her no small amount of stress at work. And I said, well, listen, she's young, right? Even if she does have it, she'll come out of it on the other side stronger for it. And when she if it's full-blown COVID virus and she's sick from it, you know, it'll amount to basically a bad cold, right? Same goes for her and her husband. They're still young. They're younger than me. You know, if they get sick, they're just basically going to be sick, and then they'll get over it, and then their immune system will be stronger for it. My concern with all these glass shields going up everywhere, everybody wearing masks everywhere they go, the constant hand washing. My aunt, by the way, whose skin is now starting to blister and peel because she's washing her hands so much. My concern with that is that we're going to become a less healthy society because we won't have the immunities that we need. By cutting ourselves off from infection and being worried so much about infection, we're not going to build up the immune system to fight infection. I'm old, so there was this TV show, this cartoon. I used to really be into Saturday morning cartoons long after I should have been into Saturday morning cartoons. There was a cartoon called Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. It was on in the 80s, I believe. And it was Spider-Man, Firestar, Iceman. And in one of the episodes, Spider-Man and his amazing friends intervene, or basically come upon this crashed spaceship. And the spaceship isn't actually a spaceship, it's a time ship. And the brother and sister who arrived from the future, the brother gets really, really sick. He starts getting really ill. And he doesn't understand it. He's like, I feel really cold. Or I feel really warm. And Iceman says, oh, it sounds like you got a cold. He says, no, I said I feel warm. It's like, yeah, but that's a fever. It's because you got a cold. He said, what's a cold? Right? In the future, they don't have any viruses. So, because, you know, they've sanitized things so much. They've made everything so clean and pristine that their bodies aren't exposed to viruses. So this guy from the future who's got all this amazing technology and amazing scientific knowledge at his disposal, he gets sick from a common cold and it's going to kill him because he has no antibodies. This is the future that we're basically laying out for ourselves. Anyway, I'm not a scientist. I just like comic books and cartoons. But anyway, I'm almost at the park now. Kenzie's getting anxious. She wants to go run and play. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. I'll talk to y'all later. There'll be another ammunition soon, and I love y'all. Take care. Bye-bye.